So today we're going to be talking about designing a Fintech app using Figma. Like I told you in the last time, we'll talk about from sketches to wireframe to Userflow before we get to the main app. So I'm just going to start full time, no time to waste. Now I want you to understand that this presentation outlines the step-by-step process of designing a Figma app using Figma and initial sketches to prototype and develop hand of. You understand? Now, like I always tell you guys, the first thing you need to understand is that you need to know that before you jump into Figma and start doing anything that you want to do, you need to define the app purpose, target user, and the key feature. Make sure you are jotting down. You know why I like telling people to jot down is because jotting down is a psychoneural activity. Your brain tends to remember what you write down, okay, than what you just look and pass. Now the next thing is conduct competitive analysis. Pampe OP. You look at this app. What did Pampe? Now you remember the context of what we're talking about. What we want to design is a Fintech app. Okay, we are designing a Fintech app. Everybody write Fintech app on the comment section. Write it now. Fintech app. Write it on the comment section. Fintech app. Okay, so that is what we are designing today. Now if you look at the Pampes, the OPs, all the Fintech app we have in Nigeria today, why are they succeeding? If you know anyone in the comment section, you can tell us. Though we've spoken about those things before in our early stages. Okay, I'm just trying to bring it back because we are going to use it in our current class. Understand? You notice that they solve a problem. The problem of sending money to wrong account number, you hardly hear it now because the moment you put in the account number on your Pampe and your OP, they automatically generate the bank and they automatically generate the name. Unlike the other traditional banks that you have to manually select the bank by yourself. It's easy to navigate through. The old people are finding it very easy to use. Okay, so first thing, you define the app's purpose. Second thing, you conduct a competitive analysis. Now the third thing is you develop user personas to understand needs and pain points. You understand? You ask yourself, who are my targeted users? What are the core features that this UI and UX design want to have? Will it have payment? Will it have investment? Will it have loan? But for the course of this class, I don't want the project to be too ambiguous. We're going to be doing just payment. Okay, are you guys together with me? So we're going to be doing just payment. Okay, now when I talked about competitive analysis, what do I mean? I mean analyze your app, I've told you before, and then the industry. So the last one, which is the user personnel, is to create a fiction of a profile and to understand the needs, understand the pain of why you're designing. Now I know for now you will see that all these things I'm saying doesn't matter. But on the long run, when you want to start taking on a real life project, remember the reason I'm teaching you guys how to do these things is so that you can be successful on the market, so that you can be successful when you want to apply for jobs. You are not learning these things to just be there, so that you can start applying for works on the Upworks, on the Fiverr, etc. Okay, so that is step 1 for you. Now step 2 is sketching. Now if you remember very well, we spoke about sketching in one of the series of our classes. Low fidelity, what does it mean? It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be an artist, and I told you that the app I used to use for my sketching, if I want to do my Figma design, is called Concepts. We've spoken about this before. This is just a rough go through in what we're doing. Create a rough sketch on the paper or a whiteboard. The second thing you need to know is focus on the key area, like the login, the dashboard, the transactions. Those are the key area. Focus on the key area. Okay, and the third one is digitize sketches using Figma with your basic shapes. That is where we'll now start talking about Userflow and Wireframe. Okay, that is when we'll start talking about Userflow and Wireframe. Now the third step is Wireframe, which is mid fidelity. Now what does it mean? You use a Wireframe to use a Figma to create wireframe with a grayscale color scheme. Now I'm just going to go to my Figma and I will show you a very simple um, flow. If you observe it, these are simple flow that I created. You see it's grayscale, easy shapes, through a rectangle, just to make sure that when you want to start designing, you have direction, you have a go-to point. You are not just designing spontaneously. You have a go-to point. That is what it means by saying use a grayscale color scheme. Okay, define key screen. Okay, we talked about it. Also, use Figma components for buttons, icons, and navigation bar. I already told you what Figma components are. I'm just going to go through them one more time so that you can see. Like I told you, this box here, you can make it a component by creating components. And when you create a component, so when you want to use it next time, you are going to be seeing it in your components. Are you seeing it here? So you can easily come there and you can pick it. Like for example, all these illustrations I'll show you, all these are components that have been created by the creator, so that we can easily use them. Okay, so back to what we're talking about now. The step 4 of the is user flow mapping. Now this is the user flow. Okay, define the navigation path from your login page. Where do you want to go to next? Once the user login, it goes next to the dashboard. Okay, if you go to the dashboard, you see a lot of options, just like where you have pay, you see payment, you see transfer, you see utility bills, you see airtime, you see data, you see subscription, you even see betting, you see investment. Okay, but for the scope of this study, like I told you, for the Fintech app we're going to be designing, we're going to be working with Fintech app, and we're going to be ignoring the rest part. We're just going to be doing for transactions. Okay, so you go from the login to the dashboard, from the dashboard to the transactions, from the transactions to the confirmation. Okay, so the next step, you create a user flow diagram in Figma using arrow and connector. Once more, this is it. This is the arrow and this is the connector. Are you seeing the arrow? These are the arrows. These are the arrows, and they are the connectors. These are the arrows used in creating your user flow. Okay, say create your user flow using diagram and Figma, using arrows and connector. Now the last thing you need to know is that ensure that intuitive interactions with minimal friction. That one are big Oyibo. I'm not going to just disturb your brain about it, but you need to understand that this is just the summary of your user frame. Okay, so that is that for that. So like I told you in our last class when we spoke about the user flow, I told you also label your interactions like click, swipe and drag, name them, login page, etc. But don't worry, as we work together to create this our basic Fintech app, you're gonna be seeing how I'll be doing these things. So hence it will help you while you're designing yours. Now the next thing you need to know is number 5, which is high fidelity UI design. High fidelity UI design. That is when you will now start applying the brand colors. That is when you now start choosing your font size. Am I going to use Trajan? Am I going to use Railway? Am I going to use Arials, Times New Roman? Name them, etc. Okay, you choose your spacing, you choose your typographies, and choose your colors. The next one is now you start adding your icons, adding your illustrators using Figma libraries. Like I showed you in the previous class, this is Figma libraries. You can go ahead and search for status bar. You see a lot of status. You see this is a status bar. You can insert them into your project when you want to start working. I know we've not mentioned of it before, but I am going to be showing you while we are designing. So create interactive components. I already spoken about that before. Things that you're going to be repeating, you have to convert them to components such as squares, circles, and etc. Now the next step is prototyping and interaction. Right now, use Figma prototype tab to add click on interactions. This is the prototype. This is the prototype section. Okay, this is it. Where my cursor is now is the prototype section. Test your navigation flow to ensure a smooth user experience, and that's when we're going to be talking about animation. I know we've not spoken about it before, but we are going to be talking about animation. Can you guys hear me? Hey, I thought you guys have not been hearing me. Okay. So lastly, you share your link. You share your link for feedbacks. Share your links. Paste it on Twitter. Paste it on Instagram. Across all social media platforms. Send it to me. Send it to other people. Send it to your friends, so that you can be able to get user feedback. And the last one is user testing and feedback. Always conduct a usability test using tools like Maze and User Tester. Although these are not very important, but we're going to talk about it soon. Gather your feedback using UI. Gather feedback and refine using refined UI and UX. Then improve design based on real data, real user data. But this is not the job yet. Okay. So number 8, use Figma Inspector tool for CSS dimension and assets. Export assets in SVG, scalable vector graphics, or PNG, which is the transparent format. I've actually spoken about image type in one of our classes, if you can remember very, very well. Okay, so utilize dev mode or plugins. This is dev mode. See dev mode here. See dev mode here. Or plugins like Zeppelins for seamless collaboration. Okay. Final thought and next step: prioritize the functionality over fancy design. Prioritize the functionality over fancy design. Maintain consistency across screen. It's not like your icon for login for user profile is up in this one, the next one it go middle, the next one it go down. No, you maintain consistency across your design. Iterate based on feedback and optimize your scalability. So that is just that for